Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly edition of Time Out Talks, which is brought to you by Chase and Throws Custom T-shirts and accessories, sponsored by the Ice Shaker, and also sponsored by Make It Mac. We've got a lot of football, as always. These 18, maybe even 20 weeks that we've got the NFL season. It's always football heavy. We're going to recap the wild, wild weekend in the NFL. Ben's got some explaining to do. I've got some explaining to do. A lot of people got some explaining to do. We're going to talk about the Dolphins yesterday. Was just hyping up the Packers. They had a huge loss last night. Saquon Barkley saying, hey, don't look back. Maybe the Giants, they're only 2 games out of a playoff spot. The Titans making noise. Jets beat the Texans. Just a weird league in the National Football League. Weird week, I should say. And just like in general, a weird league. Anything can happen any given Sunday, Ben. But we are back on Tuesday. We're going to sprinkle in some NBA stuff, talk about the Lakers who won the in-season tournament. We'll get some visuals of the current playoff picture within the NFL, talk about some matchups. There's going to be some stuff that changes up a little bit. You know, my Cowboys are holding on to that division lead for now. We'll see, though. They've got an uphill battle to climb. We'll preview all the games for Week 15 coming up. And, of course, we'll give you our locks and upsets. But, Ben, I'm going to give you the floor. Let's start off with some recap. Wild weekend, man.
It was a wild one, and I know where Charlie wants to go, and I know where everyone wants to go with it. So we'll just obviously start with the Thursday night. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing, Josh. We should have pulled them. I don't know why Mitch was still in. Kind of confused, almost 2 back-to-back picks. They just a couple opening drives. I don't know what kind of constitutes you to get thrown out at that point. The boos are crazy. I haven't heard the boos that bad in a while. Hey, listen, I would have given Mason a shot. I know Mason's proven himself to, just be a backup or whatnot. But what are you going to lose? What are you going to lose at that point? And I got to give it to Mitch just a little. He came back. Not really him, but the defense. Huge interception. Send them up prime field position. So I'm not going to give him too much credit, but he made a nice throw to Deontay, and he got it around eventually. But I'm still kind of disappointed that he's named the starter for this Colts one. I would still like to see Mason. Why not? At this point, after what you just saw with Mitch, why not just go with Mason? Get him some reps. Let's see what he can do. But I digressed. It was rough, Josh. I know I kind of got into it with Lewis. I kind of played it safe. I said, this is going to happen. And Nick Tavasa points out, yes, still in the playoffs. I muttered that during the intro as well. Still in the playoffs. Josh's Cowboys got a nice little stranglehold on it. We're barely hanging on, but Patriots eliminated. Just gotta slip that in there too, even though they beat us. But Josh, it was just embarrassing. I'm just confused at the 3rd and 2 play calling and 4th and 2. It's just we get a free timeout. I've seen this team run the ball on 1st and 10. I don't know how many times, where it just makes me scratch my head and just think, what is wrong with this offense? Canada's gone, so we can't blame Canada anymore. And I was never big on him being the scapegoat either. I like seeing him gone. Obviously, we needed a change, but I didn't think he was all the answer. All the answer, just why the offense was so wrong. I still think, Pickett's, not that good. We'll get to that a little later, but it was just bad, Josh. It was just bad Thursday. Like I said, I want to see Rudolph, but we're not going to see Rudolph. We'll see Mitch in here, but it's just, of course, I just can't win anything. I finally get a Patriots team that's vulnerable. We can get a win, just bolster our playoff chances, held my bets with the records with everybody, and we just blow it. We blow it at home. And that 3rd and 2 play calling, it was just awful. Why are we throwing the ball back-to-back times? Just run the ball with Nash. He's been playing decent. Run the ball with Warren. And then the 4th and 2 was just dreadful. It was just awful. What kind of throw was that to Deontay? We knew that wasn't hitting. I don't know why Mitch is throwing a deep ball in 4th and 2. That's kind of confusing. But Josh, we stink. Hopefully we can get a nice Colts win. We got the Colts coming up next. Hopefully we get a nice little upset. We'll get into that later. But our schedule, is still very much in hand. Easy schedule, but we play the Bengals as well. So that's going to help in the wild card race, kind of bolster our chances. So our schedule favors us. But I'm not looking too much after the horizon, Josh. I don't know. I just want to get to the dance, Josh. I just want to get to the playoffs, and then we'll go from there.
I think Jeff, welcome in Jeff, welcome in Nick DeVosta, Charlie, our frequent viewers, and we got Rob, ladies and gentlemen. But I think Jeff just literally
Thank God we got Rob.
hits it. Yeah, can't go anywhere without Rob. We can't have the show without Rob. We'll get to the Rob bet segment a little bit later. I like to save that for later, Rob. So don't put your bet in there yet, Rob. We'll get to that a little later. But I think Jeff nails it. I mean, that's a much worse loss for you guys than it is for the Patriots. The Patriots don't move in the standings in terms of the mock drafts. They're not. It doesn't affect them, Ben. I mean, it's just another win. They're still the number 2 pick right now in the mock drafts. They're still the number 2 in the draft moving forward. And they're going to be looking at a top 5 pick. That's kind of what they want. I think that's what they are going to get. And just looking at the Steelers, Ben, I think it all comes down to the quarterback. It's always the quarterback. We saw those days with Big Ben towards the end, and he was kind of washed up. No disrespect to the legend. 2-time Super Bowl champion.
We'll say it.
No disrespect, but I mean, at some point you're going to fall off that ledge. And since Ben's prime, they still haven't found the guy. We still have our criticisms on Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky. I mean, he's completely done.
Get him out.
There's no hope there for that.
That's over.
But I mean, just a tough loss for you, Ben. You've got the Steelers. The Bills creeping up. You still got to worry about the Dolphins. Broncos have just been unbelievable. It's a loss you definitely want to take back, especially with Joe Flacco, your arch nemesis, who's back in the division again, slinging that thing for 300 yards with the Browns. They're winning games. Bengals are still winning games with Jake Browning. I mean,
he's looking all right.
Steelers have a favorable schedule, but it's a carousel. I mean, like Ben said, I mean, are you going to roll out Mitch Trubisky this week? I don't think you should. I don't know. I don't even know if Kenny Pickett's ready. It's just a disaster. It's going to be Mitch starting, and like you said, you're playing the Colts. They're playing good football. I think you guys are going to run into some serious, serious trouble, Ben. I thought that was kind of a gimme for you guys at home. Patriots have kind of bullied you for years now. And Bailey Zappi, like Jerry said, that you let Tom Brady go into Pittsburgh and win. You let Mac Jones go in, and now you let Bailey Zappi go into Pittsburgh and win. So tough. And we got the chats are rolling here. We've got Rob, the first guest of TOT in history, is here. We've got Pat Ford. Thank you, Pat Ford, for hopping in. Josh, who had a better post-football career, OJ or AB? I mean, I'm gonna go.
Probably go
for nice dark humor. I'm gonna go OJ, but AB's Twitter content is something. It is a sight to see.
I'll take AB. I'll just take AB, the former Steelers, split it. OJ's a little too decisive, but listen, Steelers, it's all right, Josh. I don't know with this team anymore. I don't know who we're going to get at quarterback. I'd rather, to be honest, I didn't want to say it, but kind of feeling Joe Flacco. I know you just mentioned it. He's had 2 games with 250 and 2 touchdowns. This season, and we haven't had that since Big Ben retired. So Joe Flacco just kind of did that, and his 3 starts kind of put us to shame. It's kind of, that's kind of just how bad this quarterback situation is. I'm kind of contemplating Joe Flacco. I don't know how well he did with us, but I mean, Mitch is just so bad. I can't see Mitch out here anymore. And obviously, people keep saying Mason doesn't have the reps or whatever, but I'd like to see Mason get out there. Might as well give him a shot, but we'll see Mitch against the Colts, and hopefully we can just distance this wild card lead, because we still got the Texans down there. I mean, Browns kind of distanced themselves, but the lost 2 there. Browns are back down in it. As Josh mentioned, Bengals, Jake Brown's looking all right. The Colts that we're just talking about. So I mean, Jets still kind of lingering around. This is a very tight wild card race, so we got to get these wins right now. But I'm not too happy, Josh, with these quarterbacks right now. I'm looking towards the draft. Maybe Jaden Daniels can fall or something. That's what I'm
I would not
hoping.
be too happy either. And yeah, just I mean, to your point,
That'd be
you look.
close.
It's I think it's really funny because the Browns, pretty much every team in that division besides the Ravens right now are in need of a quarterback. I mean, the Bengals, they just lost their franchise guy, arguably the second best quarterback in the league in Joe Burrow. You guys, I still, for the Steelers, I still cannot throw all my chips in on Kenny Pickett. I think the definition of a game manager, like James always mentions, and you mentioned too, yes, he plays well in some moments and has showed, a couple comeback wins, but I don't know. I can't corral around him. I'm even like flustered just thinking about it. It's frustrating. Your defense is pretty good, but you can only get so far with just your defense. And yeah, as we talked about the Browns there, I mean they're another team. Defense, they got studs on offense. Amari Cooper, Jerome Ford's done a good job plugging in there. Kareem Hunt as well, plugging in for Nick Chubb who got hurt. But I all of those teams I'm not looking at for dark horses in the playoffs. The Browns, the Texans with a bad loss to the Jets. I mean, I know Tank Dell and Nico Collins went out, but come on, it's the Jets. I mean, they let Zach Wilson look pretty good. It's 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 a frenzy. I mean, it's completely open in the AFC. We see the Chiefs have huge problems. I mean, Dolphins with a big loss last night. The Bills are what 1.5 game behind them now. They still have a game to play each other again. So I'm pretty sure the Bills go to Miami that next time, but they have that in front of them. They can kind of shape their own destiny in Buffalo. They've got a tough matchup with us this weekend, which of course we're going to preview a little bit later in the show. Hopefully Jared's here, Buffalo Bills fan, to talk about it. But the AFC is shaping up very nicely, and I think opposed to the NFC, I think we know our top three. Maybe I'll say Lions just because in terms of the standings, they've kind of separated themselves from teams like the Packers, from teams like the Vikings who are falling off. I mean, now they just benched Josh Dobbs again. But in the NFC, you have your three top dogs. You have the Niners, Cowboys, Eagles. AFC, you've got the Ravens, Dolphins. Like, I mean, they still haven't beaten anyone legit yet. Chiefs have massive issues. I think if we look at the NFC as opposed to the AFC, we know who's going to be in the NFC Championship. It's either going to be Philly, Dallas, or the Niners. And I mean, I'm pretty sure we can bank on the Niners getting there. It's just who's gonna be in that matchup with them, Philly or Dallas, in terms of seeding too. I don't know how that would work, but I don't know. It's wide open in the AFC, and teams like the Buffalo Bills, Ravens, Dolphins. I mean, heck, even you guys, if Kenny Pickett was healthy, have to take advantage of this, Ben. But just a tough loss to the Patriots, and again, I can't get over that Texans loss. Texans and Packers. We were so high on them last week, and they were transcending in a right direction, and they just lose games to New York teams that they should not have lost. I mean, you look at their schedule. The Texans, they still have got a couple tough divisional matchups. They've got you guys. They have you guys. They have the Colts. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see who takes which division and moving
They already beat
forward.
us. So they already beat us. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I
Yeah.
thought that was no. I
They
meant to
played the
say the
Colts,
Colts.
though.
The Colts. You're
Oh,
playing
yeah,
the
the
Colts
Colts.
this weekend. The Colts. That's a big
I want
playoff
to pick the
matchup with
Texans again. They
huge,
killed us
huge
last time.
implications. But yeah, it's a frenzy, Ben. And hey, look out for those Broncos. They're one game behind
Yeah,
the
the other team
Kansas
too.
City Chiefs now. Just saying.
Yeah, another team. Like you said, I mean, it's just it's a deep AFC wild card race, and like you mentioned too, I mean, the Giants are pushing for that wild card spot to open the NFC. It's on kind of starting to heat up right now. Those sort of seventh and sixth seed spots in those playoffs. So I kind of want to see the Giants sneak into the playoffs. You know, Tommy DeVito leading that team over there. It's kind of fun. Saquon doing this thing. I love it. I love a little Tommy DeVito. You got to shout out to the Italians over there. I mean, you got to give it to him. The whole family. I love the whole family mantra over there. I mean, the agent. It looks like he's out of the Sopranos. So it was great to see that Giants team do well. Finally, the Giants team just got hit with so many injuries this year, and I just got to feel bad for the Giants eventually, and uh, good to see that race starting to kick up over there. And the Packers, Jordan Love, I don't know, he's all right, but he's still got a lot to prove. Everyone was kind of already ready to crown him, the next guy to be over there in Green Bay. He was going to replace Rodgers, but I think we need to calm it down. He's still got a lot to prove over there, and the Packers just. I didn't think they were that good. And I think they just proved it, this week. So watch out for the G-men. I like what the G-men are doing right now, Josh. Even though, I think they played the Eagles twice, so it's going to be pretty tough schedule down the line.
Percent. I mean, that's kind of what we're going to talk a little bit more about the playoff implications in the picture. But one thing I just kind of want to throw out there right now is, I mean, the Cowboys are in first right now. Everything's great, but we've got same record, even, all knotted up with the Eagles. We don't play them anymore. But we're not really in a situation where I doubt we're going to win the division. That's just me being realistic. I mean, Philly, they've got the Seahawks this weekend. Seahawks probably, just looking on paper
Big
here,
Monday night.
anything can happen. Big Monday night game in Seattle for the Eagles. Looking on paper, that's probably the only realistic chance of a loss the Eagles have. But then they play the Cardinals. They play the Giants twice, as you mentioned. I mean, hopefully Tommy DeVito and, Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hyatt, I mean, whoever, Hodgins, somebody can step up over there and help out Dallas. But Dallas has a tough stretch. I think, if you're being realistic, you've got to assume they're going to drop one of the next 3 games between Buffalo, Miami, and the Lions. As much as I love my Cowboys, it's just, I mean, you're not going to win every game. It's just not how it works. And to be honest, I'd rather them kind of get a recent loss out of the way before the playoffs start. I'm kidding. But again, it's going to be a long uphill battle for the Cowboys. Because even if the Cowboys won out and the Eagles went out, the Eagles still would take the division because they have the better conference record. We lost to the Cardinals. It's like that loss, Ben. We talk about it all the time. It's always looming over my head. So that loss will definitely catch up to us. But again, we'll save some of the playoff predictions for later in the scenarios. We'll go through some of the big matchups that some of those wild card teams have, or some teams in the hunt. There's some teams kind of fighting for some spots. But again, wild weekend. And an even weirder weekend in the NBA, we had the Lakers, who won the play-in tournament, beating the Pacers, who a lot of people were high on. Tyrese Halliburton, the breakout of him. You saw Benedict Mathurin, my guy who kills it. Miles Turner, TJ McConnell playing some good minutes. But finally it came to an end. And Ben, Lakers win the in-season tourney. They hosted that. They put up that banner that, people were giving Jeff crap for. Jeff, big Lakers fan. I don't know. I think I can confidently say I think I trust the Lakers to make a playoff push. I know that the in-season tournament's a little different, and we're probably most likely not going to see a Pacers or a Lakers championship, and how it can be super misleading, and Denver's still the team to beat in the West. But I think this Lakers team has a lot of weapons. LeBron James is still killing it. I mean, shout out him. Newsflash, Rob. He's declining, but he's really not at the same time. He's aging like fine wine. It all comes down to Anthony Davis. Austin Reeves is going to do his thing. Adding D'Angelo Russell gave them a little spark last year, although it was just too late for them to kind of get going later in the playoffs, but they were able to make things happen. They made a deep run. And I think, again, Ben, the chips are all kind of put in. The Blazers have fallen off. I don't trust the Mavericks whatsoever. The Clippers are still a joke. Spurs aren't ready. Kings are still young. I think the Lakers have a little bit more experience than the Kings. I might be buying in. I know they just hoisted that in-season tournament, and maybe I'm seeing stars. Maybe I'm kind of heat of the moment here. But I think the Lakers have a legitimate shot in the West, Ben. Maybe it's an overreaction, but I really do think so.
Maybe a little overreaction. Just everyone knows I'm not too much. I like the in-season tournament. It was pretty cool. Definitely drew some more attention. Yeah, I see you, Lewis. Lewis, you just missed it.
We'll get back.
We'll get
just
back
a quick,
to it.
quick
Lewis,
NBA.
you just missed it. We just went on a 20-minute rant. He joins at the end of the that one. And yeah, Mike Tomlin does have some explaining to do. That's actually good. I mentioned that because we didn't mention that in the 20-minute rant. But yeah, this is the first time in a while, first time probably ever that I'm starting to question Tomlin a little. And I don't know whoever was making those play calls that game. So I'll say that. But we'll get back to that, Lewis. We'll get back to that. Listen, all I have to say is Patriots are still eliminated. Steelers are still in the playoffs. So that's all I got to say to these Patriots fans. They're always going to twist the narrative. That's all I'm going to say right now. Uh, but no, the Lakers. Yeah, this was a good little, this kind of little good confidence booster for them. I kind of like them getting Jared Vanderbilt back. It kind of just gives them more athletic presence over there. Just to help out AD and LeBron, sort of take off some of those big man minutes. He's a nice little three guard, 3-4, play those positions. So I mean, they just need some young guys over there. They got too many guys, too many. LeBron, AD can't be logging these minutes that they were doing and expect to play the whole season. They're just not gonna. Their bodies aren't gonna hold up this way anymore, especially AD. So we just gotta get some of these other guys, as you mentioned, two Reeves. Some of these minutes, get them comfortable, get them good in their roles. Like, I don't know. I still put the Kings above them. Like Josh said, the Kings are young. I don't know. I probably still take the Kings over the Lakers. I think the Lakers just don't have that star. They just don't have that star power to, sort of just overtake the Nuggets or the Kings or I don't even know. If the Warriors got going at the right time, that'd be an interesting matchup too. I know. I hate sticking up for Rob and those Laker fans and Jeff and everybody, but I don't know. I just for the Lakers, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I see him in the middle of the pack, Josh. Yeah, I don't see him making a push. A tad bit overreaction, but it was a good confidence booster this in-season tournament trophy. But I don't see him do too much. I don't think they can beat the top of the West. The Suns' big three hasn't even played yet. They finally got They finally got Beal back, but now Durant's out with an ankle injury, so we still haven't got to see that big three yet. So I don't know. I'm out on the Lakers. Lakers, middle of the pack. Good confidence, but nothing else, Josh.
And that's kind of the reason why I think, I don't know. I don't think that their expectations, and we could put a bow on this. I don't think their expectations are as high as a team like the King. Well, Lakers always have high expectations. Let me just say that. But
Yeah.
the Suns, it's just something with Kevin Durant leaving the Warriors. It hasn't worked out. It's not going to. And the Lakers just eliminated them. I know, as you mentioned, Bradley Beal's been in and out of. It's just been like a consistent. That team pretty much has been decimated with injuries to start. And again, to back your point, it's the in-season tournament. We're still not even halfway through the season. We're looking out to May for playoffs. And as shout out Jeff, not Jeff Warren, another Jeff Perez, who says it all the time. He says, talk to me come April, talk to me come late April, early May. That's when things really matter. 82-game season, excuse me. Things don't start to pick up till late April. He said maybe even late March. That's when you'll see me around. And he's got a good point. But again, I think it all comes down to one guy, and that guy is Anthony Davis. I said this in the bubble. I still say this now. He is the best player. He is the most impactful player on that Lakers roster. When he's locked in, they'll go as far as he'll take them. When he's not locked in, they're not going anywhere. LeBron James can't carry that weight on his shoulders anymore. He's going to give you 25, 30, 10, and 5, or almost a triple-double, a couple blocks, almost a quadruple-double at the age of almost 40 for LeBron James. But again, there's only so much he can do, and so much of the weight gets shifted onto him when you've got role players not playing well, and then you have Anthony Davis being the most frustrating player to watch on the court. Because sometimes he's all in, sometimes he's all out. It's a true testament to how important he is to that team. In a month from now, I'll be talking about how Anthony Davis is one of the laziest players and most frustrating players in the league. But again, after watching that game, I look at the Lakers. I see that they have some keys. They have some weapons. They don't have all that pressure on their back. I think a lot of people are expecting them. Yeah, that was their ring. That was their this. That was their that. You never know in the NBA. I think teams can get hot. I think they can make trades. Things can happen. I'm going to stick by it, Ben. I know you don't agree. Lewis is probably like, what the hell? That's their one ring. But I don't know. I think the Lakers will be one of the last 4 teams in the West when things are all said and done. And maybe I'll even go out on a limb and say they'll make the Western Conference Finals again.
Josh is going out there with the hot takes. Yeah, listen, I don't. Can they beat the teams like Lewis point out Kyrie getting injured too? That's not good for the Mavs. But even with a healthy Kyrie, I think they can beat those teams. The Mavs, the lower tier teams. But like once you get to the top tier teams, we have been given the T Wolves their proper respect. Number one team in the league. A guy, and Rudy Gobert that can neutralize AD. Those teams I think up the upper tier. Like I said, the Suns they haven't been together. Uh, Lakers, yeah. All right, here we go. Now everyone's going on the Lakers now. But listen, I just don't think they can beat the top tier teams in the West, even with a full AD, healthy AD, even with the full team. I think Joker, stops them as well. Let's see. I mean, on that Suns team, if they can finally get going, they got Nurkic over there as well for a big guy. So I think even with AD, somebody they can't beat the top teams in the West. It's just unfortunate they need another guy. Those two guys are just a little too old right now. But could I see him being one of those? I hate to just keep going back and forth, but yeah, I could see him sneaking. That last four teams, like they did last season. Get a favorable draw, and I think AD and LeBron could definitely take advantage of a team like that in the West. But I don't see them winning. I don't see them going to the finals. I don't see them going to the Western Conference Finals. I don't see them going pretty far, but I probably see them a first round exit.
First round exit, Ben. Ben doesn't like it. Hey, that's what it's all about. Agree to disagree. We are going to move forward. We're going to move forward to what I think we get to mostly every week. It's getting to the heat of things. I know we see a couple comments here.
Shout out Colorado.
Shout out Colorado. We've also got Lawrence
to.
Brown in here. Celtics the only complete team. I agree with that. I think our only issue is the centerpiece. I don't know. I don't like that Luke Cornett gets a lot of minutes. That scares me a little bit come playoff time, and I'm not bought in on Peyton Pritchard. But again, I agree. I think the Celtics are the most complete team. And, Lewis, to get to your point, he said it's a typical Josh take. I still think I'll go on and say Lakers will make the Western Conference Finals. That'll happen. But we're going to move forward. We're going to move on to the NFL. And here are your current NFL standings. Here's your playoff picture, whatever you want to look at it. These are the matchups, and this is how it would go to start. We're going to start off in the AFC. I think, Ben, and comments, fly in with whatever you'd like. I think it's pretty. I'm going to say I'm confident that it's either going to be the Ravens or the Dolphins who take that first seed, that take that bye. I think the 49ers on the opposite side, they're going to take that bye, Ben. I think the Dolphins have a kind of a tough schedule. I think they have a chance because I like them better than I like the Chiefs. I like them better than I like the Jags. I like them better than a couple of those other teams. I think Indy, Cleveland, Steelers, you can kind of throw out for that top seed. But I don't know. I don't know the Ravens too much in terms of their schedule, but I'm confident enough to say they will probably take the bye week or it will be the Miami Dolphins. And then the Niners, I think they're pretty much a lock. I think Dallas did what they had to do for them. I don't think the Niners are going to lose another game. They're going to waltz in with home field advantage again.
I like that. Bills would jump the Steelers soon, but hopefully not. Hopefully not. She throwing that one in there. Yeah, Lawrence, that's right. The NFC is kind of a joke, except Josh's boys and the Niners. I know people are throw the Eagles in there too, but I don't know. The Eagles kind of shocked me with that loss. Just kind of got embarrassed this past Sunday night. That was pretty rough to see. But hey, shout out Dak. It's my fantasy guy. It's my fantasy quarterback. He saved me this year. So shout out to Dak. He's the man. But yeah, the Cowboys. I just wasn't expecting a beatdown like that. So Cowboys 8. Like I said, I've been back. Yeah, I've been back. Josh knows I've been backing them all year. This is a legit Cowboys team. Lawrence, hey, Eagles frauds. I'm not ready to say that yet. I'm not ready to say they're frauds yet. I think Jalen's still nursing a low injury, but I don't know if they're at that top tier talent like the Cowboys and Niners. But unfortunately for the Cowboys, they still gonna get past the Niners, which everyone knows what that is. And I won't bring it up again for Josh, but I think I throw the Chiefs in there too, Josh. I'll throw the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs could snag that number one seed for the AFC. Ravens got to play the 49ers in a couple weeks. That could be a loss for them. Here we go. Yeah, of course, Lewis wants to get that one in. I still think we can linger around here. I think the Bills, going off of Cheese point, uh, I think the Bills do sneak in, but I think we both can sneak in. I think we won't give too much about this game against the Colts, but I think it goes well for the Steelers. So I think we sort of get that positioning, and I see the Bills jumping in there. You can't have this NFL postseason without Josh Allen. Josh Allen's got to get in there. I don't want to see Gardner Minshew in there. Cole's team's all right, but yeah, I think the Steelers probably snag that 7th seed. I think the Steelers slide into that 7th spot, and yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, Lawrence, trust me. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
want to hear that.
I know. Listen, he's been disappointing everybody. He stinks. Trust me, he stinks. And Nelson, San Fran, Miami. I mean, that would be a heck of a Super Bowl. I mean, listen, I'd be definitely on board for that one. And that's a very real possibility right there. Even though, as Josh has been bringing up throughout the show, that Tennessee loss is kind of alarming, but a little fluky. A little fluky. I don't know. I mean, they kind of just blew it. 3 minutes left. I was kind of half paying attention. Who knew they were going to do all that? I don't know how they blew it. It just might have been a little fluky game. I don't know. I don't want to put too much on the Dolphins, but that record, that week schedule, kind of is a bad point, bad detail for them. So that's something to be worried out, something to watch out for with the Dolphins. But I think the Chiefs can still snag that #1 spot, Josh. So let's see. That's probably the three-team race over there. But NFC, yeah, NFC is just the Niners and the Cowboys. Everyone else is just trying to get in. The Lions kind of stink now. I don't know. I'm kind of out on the Lions. Their offense isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing right now. Can't compete with these other teams.
I think to Lawrence's point here, I think Mahomes' receivers they're not cutting it right now. As he mentioned here too, Cleveland defense holding them up. I mean that's the thing in the AFC. You look at the Steelers, you look at the Browns, Indianapolis. Like these are all solid teams. They're one quarterback away. I mean, I hate how ridiculous that sounds, but it's the truth. I mean, you flip side to the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks are still a pretty competent team. The Vikings too. Packers, I think they've got something in Jordan Love that's just not fully there. But again, just one quarterback away. Packers, a couple pieces away. But again, I think Rob making a good point here, and I've heard this a lot. The colors of the Super Bowl, I know he really wants us to talk about that. I know somebody was saying they saw it on TikTok. They're saying that that's like a legitimate thing.
What is it?
They're saying pretty much the colors that represent the Super Bowl. So as you can see here on this playoff picture, it's kind of like a reddish and purple. So people are trying to indicate, that looking on recent history, the two colors, like the colors of the Super Bowl represent the teams from each side. I don't know if that's true. We've got Jeff Warren. The script writes itself. I don't know. I mean, those two number one seeds.
Ravens Niners? Is that what they're saying? Those colors, Ravens Niners. All right.
They're saying that's the colors. I mean, that's not a bad take. It's decent.
Not a bad Super Bowl.
I will say though, to Nelson's point and to your point as well, I think somebody brought this up at dinner last night, but that would be the two fastest teams in the NFL in the Super Bowl. I mean, like just pure speed. Christian McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk. Then you flip side over there, you've got Mike McDaniels and his offense, and then you've got like the history between the two coaches and the coaching tree. That would just be a collision course of the fastest players in the NFL all over the field. You got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Mostert, Etienne. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But I don't know. If I had to say right now, I think
He's thinking.
I think the Niners and Dallas will be in the NFC Championship. I do. And I think, depending, I mean, there's a chance Dallas can drop down to the 5th seed, and then we'd have to go to San Fran for the second round again, which would be terrible. But aside from that, I'll just play it safe. I'll go with what we have right now. I'll say San Fran, Dallas, NFC Championship. And I'm going to say the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. I'm not out on the Buffalo Bills. I think that there is a very strong chance they can win this weekend. I'm not saying I'm taking them. But they're back. They're back.
Uh,
I like them better than I like the Chiefs right now. The Chiefs have massive, massive question marks. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars, that team, there's something about Trevor Lawrence and that team. I can't figure it out. They've got some injuries lurking too. The Browns, their defense is great, but again, no quarterback. Indianapolis Colts, they'll be a one and done. They'll get in. It's all cute. They'll probably it's fine, whatever. And then you look at the Steelers, Ben. I'm sorry. Even with Pickett back 150%, I still don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that they can roll with the big dogs like Miami, like the Ravens. I've got a weird feeling. I think the Buffalo Bills are a team, and I know we always say this every year. You don't want to see that one team. A couple years ago, it was the Niners. Of course, they beat the Cowboys. You don't want to see that team in the playoffs. Years prior, the Packers, and they always say, oh, the Chargers, you don't want to see that team in the playoffs. You don't want them to get hot. I think this year it's the Buffalo Bills. If the Buffalo Bills find a way to sneak into the playoffs, watch out.
yeah, listen, Josh on his Buffalo Bills. Uh, yeah, I'll stick with the San Fran Dallas one NFC. That's the easy one. Listen, that's easy. We'll go San Fran Dallas. Uh, I'm gonna go Baltimore, Kansas City. I think Baltimore, Kansas City on the other side. Uh, I'll throw a curveball. I'll go Baltimore, Dallas Super Bowl. That's a nice little Super Bowl right there.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
that's the easy one. Everyone wants to go Niners. I thought probably the Niners will win that one, but I want to go different. I want to go different than that one. I'll go. It's a nice little Super Bowl, Baltimore, Dallas. Uh, can't be Kansas City every time. Dolphins scare me too much. That defense is too inconsistent. They look good one moment, then they just give up all those points to the Titans at the end of the game. Chiefs obviously have the concerns. I think they get it together, but still just can't get it done. Bills. Josh loves the Bills. I don't know. Jared's talking to him too much. I don't know why he loves the Bills so much. You know, they. I think just like Lawrence just said, I think the Bills find a way to lose. I don't know. I feel like the Cowboys always find a way to lose, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a weird year. This is a weird year. They're finding. I like that Eagles won a lot. That was a nice little, I think, spark plug for them. I think they're gonna sort of rally around that win. And as Josh pointed out, I mean, they really can't go away and hide right now. They got a pretty tough schedule ahead, and let's either put up or shut up time for them. So I think they answer the call. The schedule gets them ready to go for this postseason push. And I'll go Baltimore at Dallas. Why not?
Hope so. I mean,
Always
hey,
changing.
what makes you think that they get over? You think they finally get over that San Fran hump?
Yeah, yeah, I think they do. It's just there's probably no logic or reasoning in it. I don't know. They haven't shown any, sort of, indication that they can beat this team. And I mean, San Fran looks pretty dominant. Debo getting back to the fold over here. It's pretty scary, but I don't know. I just feel something about this Cowboys team. I think Dak's playing out of his mind right now. Finally, they say, hey, you can't beat the good competition. Beat the Eagles right now. So, I mean, he's answering every question that they throw at him so far. So I think the Cowboys get it done. I mean, they got the weapons right now. CD's flowing. Brandon Cooks, Gallup's getting involved. Ferguson's turned into the Schultz that he needed. Pollard's finally getting alive. So defense can do their thing. DeMarcus Lawrence got to keep that energy. He's got to keep that energy, for every single game. Can't just be against the Eagles. So, but that defense is, one of the top defenses out there. Yeah, I mean, listen, to beat a juggernaut like the 49ers, it's going to involve some luck and, some plays going their way. So, but I think the Cowboys are capable of doing it. I think out of everybody over there.
I hope so. I mean, it's put like you said it perfectly. It's put up or shut up time. And unfortunately, Lawrence, we're gonna have to talk about the team that he's on. That's the New England Patriots. We're gonna take some time with some of these picks, and just going through some of the games. This game this weekend. We've got the Kansas City Chiefs rolling into Gillette Patriot Place to play the 3-10 Patriots. Kansas City favored by 9.5. Ben, so I added the little spreads there for us to see, especially for our locks and upsets a little bit later. But Bailey Zappi, it's a weird year for you Patriots fans. I know the Cam Newton year, it was weird. That was a COVID year anyways. But this feels like the weirdest of all years. Like last year, they were a couple games out, but there were still like glimpses of hope. The Cam Newton year, there was still that little like, oh, maybe they can sneak in. You know, it's kind of weird in the NFL. Maybe something can happen. This year, they're just completely, you know, throat to the curb, pretty much done. As we talked about earlier, that the win against Pittsburgh doesn't really affect their draft order, and that's why, I mean, hey, Lewis and company can chirp you and Cody for that win. Two backups going at it. Hey, we'll take it. You'll take it. The dumpster fire of a Thursday night game ended up to be a pretty good game, and the lowest over under in, I believe, any primetime game ever, and they ended up covering that. So
the overhead, I told everybody.
Yeah, the overhead.
Take the over. Yep. You're welcome, everybody.
But yeah,
take it.
Oh, here we go. Oh, it's Ricky. Here we go. He's saying Pats win. Lawrence, why are they trying to win? I don't know, but I will say one thing. This game this weekend, I think, is going to be a little closer than people expect. I like the Kansas City Chiefs to win. I think they're going to do a pretty good job of dominating the Patriots on most sides of the ball. Patriots special teams has been a disaster. That's something that's killed them. At home, for some weird reason, the Patriots haven't played that well. Weird thing. I think there's going to be some butts in the seats. Taylor Swift having that Providence home. She'll probably be there. There'll be kind of a decent, the storyline will be nice. But Bailey Zappi will be out there for the New England Patriots, and that will unfortunately be the demise of the Patriots. I think the Chiefs need a nice little beatdown here. I think the Patriots are going to cover that spread, though, Ben. I feel like they can do it at home. And again, as Lawrence mentioned, as Lewis mentioned, as we've both mentioned, that Kansas City offense has some major question marks. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift's boy, I mean, he's the glue that holds it together. But the glue's going to run out at some point. You can't hold it all on Justin Watson and company to hang on to it. And again, Mahomes, there won't be the refs getting in the way. I hated that comment. I hated that he said that to Josh Allen. I had to throw that one in there. But I'll say the Chiefs win this one. I'm going to go 27-17. Or no. I said the Patriots cover. That would be the Chiefs covering by half a point. I'm gonna go 27-20. Chiefs get it done. They kind of I had to. I was like, I said the Pats would cover. I think it's gonna be kind of a game where the Chiefs dominate most of the game, but again, the score doesn't look too bad. It'll be like 14-6 early in the game, and then it'll just kind of get away from the Chiefs, or from the Patriots. Excuse me. I like I said, yeah, Kadarius Tooney is a bum. I like the Chiefs not to cover, but to win this game.
Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs to cover pretty easily. It's gonna be 28-14. I'll take that one. This is a bounce back game for the Chiefs. Chiefs need this. That offense has been just pretty decimate these past couple games. A lot of holes in that wide receiving core being exposed. I think this is a perfect recipe. Listen, the Pats defense is good and all, but it's not Mitch Trubisky back there this weekend. It's gonna be Patrick Mahomes. He's gonna get it back. He needs a bounce back game, and I think Travis Kelce. Hopefully they can calm him down playing him in fantasy, but I don't think they will, unfortunately. So I think the Chiefs' offense eats this game, gets back on track. Kadarius Toney is a bum. Someone else lined. I saw a tweet. I don't know. I forget. I think it was that Titans Dolphins game. And somebody was lined up in the same exact position. I forget who it was.
It was Waddle.
Waddle. Yeah, I think it was Waddle. Yeah, Waddle didn't get that call, but obviously, whatever. It's a penalty. It's a penalty regardless. So, and to Josh's point too, I don't really like Mahomes saying that to Josh Allen. I don't care about the post game. You can say whatever you want in the post game. Call him out, but don't say it during the handshake thing. It's supposed to be between those two guys, and what is he complaining for? Just it's kind of a baby move. Just say good game, whatever. You can text him that, whatever. You can complain that. You don't have to do it in front of all the cameras and stuff. You got to be a little smarter than that, knowing who you are. So, but no, I think the Chiefs win this one easily. There's a lot of comments in this one. It's gonna be a cool one from Ricky.
But Ricky, I'm going to be at
Yeah,
that game.
there we go. Joshy boy's there. She's saying Pat Zeke is over Cowboy Zeke. Better than that one.
Oh,
He's just
no.
trolling.
Maybe
He's
last
trolling.
2 years in Dallas. But no, 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 no. No,
Yeah,
no, 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 no.
yeah. He's trolling. Yeah, Jimmy hasn't been here since the Patriots. So that's a good point, Rob. He hasn't been here since the 3-10. I won't bring it up too much because I don't want to hear him
It's
about the
good.
Steelers
That's good.
loss. So, uh, but yeah, yeah, there we go, Zach. There's always Zach.
Somebody tag him. Tag James if you can, Rob.
No, we don't need a tag. Yeah, I guess he can
I'm
tag
in.
him.
You don't want him in. But I will say one interesting point. And I know you talked about this as well. Still talking about the Chiefs Patriots. I mean, the Chiefs won a Super Bowl on a pretty controversial call. And again, I am the biggest Philadelphia Eagles hater that there is. I'm very happy that they lost that Super Bowl. But again, I mean, you kind of got to pick your battles. If I'm not mistaken, a lot of the Eagles fans and a lot of the players were kind of complaining, like, see us again, see us again. Something about the turf, too. And then the Chiefs players were like, pretty much like, whatever, we'll see you again. Like, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. I mean, like, for Mahomes to act like that and Andy Reid too. Come on. You lost the game fair and square. It is what it is. The old saying I love, you keep reaching your hand in the cookie jar, you're going to get caught once. Oh, they didn't call it all game. Well, they called it there. It happens. There's been multiple times like that where things happen. Remember the D Ford offsides? That was a little different, but again, kind of similar. They got caught with the cookie jar. The hand in the cookie jar, you're going to get caught. And I know people don't like to say it, but again, Mahomes, I lost a little bit of respect. I don't like that. Like you said, you can't do that. Josh Allen finally gets his nice coveted win over him, and you're going to say that. It's just, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Glad
Could
the
have
Bills
handled it
won.
better, Josh.
Could
Could
have
have handled it better, Josh. Yeah, like I said, do it in the post game. We don't need to do it on the field. You can do whatever in the post game. And yeah, I forgot Andy Reid was complaining too. Reid's got to chill on that. This is whatever, guys. You got caught. Like Josh said, you got caught. It's whatever. You got to just admit it. The guys got plenty of calls, and they got to get plenty of calls going forward too. So I can't get everything. Maybe they should have scored a little earlier in that game. They just decided to come late, and they lost that game. Josh Allen wanted it more than that Bills team wanted it more. So I got to give it out to the Bills. Finally, I mean, that was a pretty big must win for them. I mean, obviously, as everyone's pointed out, these last couple of games, every single game actually for the Bills is a must win now. So pretty big games for them.
100%. We've got a huge, massive matchup this weekend we'll get to a little later. But we've got another interesting matchup here, Ben. I mean, hey, this is interesting for you and Jeff, who's in that chat, Jeff Perez. And if we want to say Jose, I know he's kind of flirted with the hell. We're throwing him back in there, Ben. He's flirted with the Chargers fandom. But again, at home in Indianapolis, 2.5-point favorites. This is a very close game. And again, two technical backups, because Gardner Minshew, who's done a pretty good job, Ben, holding the crown here. I don't know. I was my mind was running. I was looking on the side, like if the Steelers do lose this game, they go to 7-7. Even if the Bills lose, they go to 7-7. And I'm thinking, if the Steelers mess around and lose this game, and the Bills somehow beat us, I think the Bills would all of a sudden find themselves in a playoff spot. So this is I think the same for the Colts too. I don't know how it works with the divisional matchups. Yeah, so you're tied with the Colts. This is a huge game. I'm actually Trubisky, the noise, the Pittsburgh defense, they have to put out whoever's on the field. There's no excuses. Mike Tomlin, for Lewis's sake and your sake and his own sake's got to go out there. Got to keep that streak alive. But this is going to be an interesting one, Ben. I think I like what I've saw out of the Colts. I think it's very, very hard for me, especially because if this was in Pittsburgh, I'd lean a little different. But I just saw the New England Patriots go into Pittsburgh and kind of have their way with the Steelers. Maybe the jinx. It seems like whenever we pick against the Steelers, they usually go out and prove us wrong. So hopefully that helps you and Marianne and Nick. I like the Colts. I think they win this. I think they're going to somehow make things interesting in terms of sneaking into the playoffs. I know we were talking a lot about the Texans last week. That was a huge pivotal loss for them. I think the Colts have the tiebreaker over the Texans right now, and that's why they're in that spot. I think the Colts win this one, and I'm going to say that they cover that spread. I'm going to say they get it done 20-14. Gardner Minshew makes a couple things happen. I'll say he throws a touchdown, throws a pick, is pretty good in the moments. I'll say Jonathan Taylor scores a touchdown, and unfortunately, it's only so much that the Steelers can do with Mitch Trubisky as quarterback. And yeah, hopefully I jinx it. I'm sorry, Nick. Hopefully it's a good jinx for you guys. But Lewis, Mike Tomlin is bad. I'm not hearing it. And Colts actually beat the Patriots. So hey, if it all comes around and the math turns there. But yeah, turn it over to Ben. The Steelers
from Lewis. Hey, we beat the Raiders, so I don't want to hear it. We beat the Raiders. You guys did. I don't want to hear it from these guys. But no, I think we won this one, Josh. Doesn't make sense. We shouldn't win this one, but the easy ones like the Cardinals and the Patriots layups, we lose in typical fashion. We play down to the opponent sometimes, and I think we'll play up to this one. We need this one. I think we'll get fired up. A lot of people getting called out. We just got to show up this game. This is the must win. This is our playoffs basically right now. This is must win. Because like illustrated, this, if we lose this one, the Bills are right behind us. Everyone's pretty much right behind us. We really can't slip up any further. No, we didn't. Yeah, here we go, Lewis. There we go. So always got to slip that in, but hey, whatever. No, you guys didn't. No, we didn't beat you guys, but I think we beat the Colts this time. I think it's 21-20. It's gonna be classic. Nice Saturday midday game. I know everybody tuned in 4:30. But yeah,
Forgot about that.
Yeah, they sandwich in between the other two Saturday games. They just want to get rid of them. They just want to get rid of these strange ones. But I think this one's going to be the best on the docket. I think we just pull this one out. A lot of people just questioning the Steelers' way right now. I think here we go. Listen, there we go. That's pretty good. We might be packing the bags, to be honest, but no, I don't think we do. I think we get this one. I think we got we get the Colts number sometimes. We got their number back in the day a couple times. So I think we get this win against the Colts, 21-20. Gonna be grimy one. Gonna be gross. I think we squeeze this one out. Get the win. Stay afloat, because if not, we are joining the Patriots. We will be packing the bags and hanging out with the Patriots pretty soon. So hopefully they just don't win. I want to secure that better record bet. So hopefully these Patriots keep losing too, even if we lose.
Ben's got to throw that shade there. Lewis saying, did you beat us though? Interesting one. Yeah. Lewis will live and die.
We already know.
Ben doesn't like that. Ben is not happy for that. Big game in Buffalo. I don't think it's going to be frigid weathers, but still, Highmark Stadium or whatever it's called. I actually went there. It's not a bad stadium. I was listening to Dallas radio. They were kind of shitting on it. It was kind of weird. But the Buffalo Bills, 2.5-point favorites, or 1.5 favorite, I think. Or 2, it's 1.5 or 2. Their favorites, wild, even though Dallas has been killing it. Very big game. I've been huge on the Buffalo Bills. Of course, I'm huge on Dallas. I think that this game, wise words of Jeff Perez, we keep mentioning him tonight. As he said to me last night, that game for the Cowboys was bigger than it was for the Eagles. I think this game is bigger for the Bills than it is the Cowboys. They need it more. Does that mean they're going to win? No. I expect a tie. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, here we
Ben was like, what the hell?
That would have been nice. I mean, hey, if you got the tie, if you really want to go there, Josh, if you get that.
I'm not. No, I'm just joking.
That'd be a nice time.
I just wanted Lewis to get going. Yeah, somebody. Hey, I mean, if it went to overtime though, that'd be really. If we tied,
that'd be kind of juicy right there.
Actually, hilarious if we tied. If we tied, that would be so funny. Just because me and Jared keep saying we want the tie, it'll help us. Whatever. We're kidding. But again, I think Dallas has their hands full in this one. I would not be surprised if we lose. I think we're gonna win though. I think we hold it out. I think that line for the Bills is kind of battered. I think Dak Prescott's playing very, very well. It's not going to be frigid weather. If there was a loss to come forward, it could be this one. I think Dallas wins this one, though. I'm going to say 27-24. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go higher. I'm going to say 31-30. Classic shootout. Very good game. And I think I like the way Dak Prescott has been playing. I know we're not at home. We're on the road. Again, if it ain't a tie, I think Dallas is going to win by 1 point. They eke it out. Bills don't cover the spread. And they lose. Close game. But I like Dallas in this one.
Yeah, I'll go Dallas. I'll go Dallas in this one too. I think Bills luck starts to run out a little. I think Dallas is just a better team right now. Gonna go in there. I'll go 24-21. Aubrey kicks another game winner. Let's go. Let's go, Aubrey. I mean, he's been killing it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's been. I wish I kept him in one of my fantasy leagues. I don't know why I dropped him, but here we go. Yeah, I gotta read this one from Tony. Hang on.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'll read this one. I'll read this one after. If again, no, I don't feel the same way about Cincy. Cincy still stinks to me. Cincy
He loves
still
them.
stinks.
He loves Cincy.
Yeah, what's all I know. Forget about Cincy. They stink. They're not gonna. They're like the Steelers. We're not gonna go. We can only go so far with those quarterbacks right there. Browning's great story, great guy. But can only go so far with those guys. But yeah, I don't see them. I don't see them making a first round upset of anybody. I could see the Bills on the upset. All right, yeah, she's on the Bills train too. No, I'm gonna stick with the Cowboys. Let's go, boys. 24-21. Aubrey, give me a couple field goals.
Hope so, Ben. I'm gonna make this nice, short, and sweet. This is my lock of the week. This game's actually in Arizona. I messed up, but San Francisco's favored by almost 14. I think they're going to cover that. I think they're going to win. I like what Kyler Murray can keep things interesting. They're kind of just playing with nothing. So they're all their chips. I mean, they're just playing to have fun pretty much. They're not going to be good. They're going to be probably one of the worst teams in that conference, right behind the Panthers. I like the 49ers in this. This is a lock. Again, it's in Arizona, but I think the 49ers they're pumped now. They got the number 1 seed. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. Again, I think the 49ers have a strong chance of winning out. I know they're going to play the Ravens in a couple weeks, and guess what? I'm taking the 49ers. Again, somebody mentioned it. Ravens always choke, and I think that'd be a game the Niners take from the Ravens. It's getting a little foreshadowing there, but to the future. But I like the Niners in this. That's my lock of the week. They go into Arizona and I'm gonna say they put up 40 points. I'm gonna say 40-23. They win this one.
I like that. Hopefully Debo scores a couple times in there.
I could see that as well.
I'll take that. Yeah, my lock's pretty easy. Dolphins over the Jets. Dolphins talking about bounce back games all the time this week. It's going to be a big one this week for everybody. Dolphins need a big one. Perfect team to do so right there. I believe Jets coming into Miami. They're going to beat them down. Zach Wilson, that nice little game, last game against the Texans at home. Elements kind of played in their favor. Stroud, as Josh mentioned, losing his 2 top weapons. Obviously, Dell the game before, Nico in game. Tough for him. Tough for him. I don't believe Schultz was in there either for him. Tough game for Stroud to go in there, win against a really good Jets defense, but Dolphins, I think they wear down that Jets defense. That offense isn't going to be doing what they did last game. Jets come back down to earth a little, and I think Dolphins just clean this one up pretty easily. I'll go 31-10.
I like that one.
Easy.
I'm going to say my upset. I think it's the best chance we got. Eagles are reeling. Do they lose 3 in a row? I think they do. Geno Smith's healthy. They don't play till Monday night. I'm all in. All in chips are in. Come on, Seattle. We need something from you. I'll be watching this one closely. Eagles are favored by 4 on the road. They've got huge concerns in that secondary. I think they're the 32nd ranked secondary. DK Metcalf's been killing it. Jackson Smith-Njigba's been killing it. They play at home. Tyler Lockett, all them boys. Kenneth Walker, everybody get healthy. Just relax this week. Take it easy. Coach Carroll's trying to get you in the playoffs. This is a huge game. This is how you turn your season around, Ben. I like Seattle at home. That's my upset.
Sounds pretty good, Seattle. Listen, hey, Kenny Walker, put on a show. Let's go. Sounds pretty good for them. Especially in that tight NFC wildcard race. Speaking of that tight NFC wildcard race, I'm going with my upset, the G-Men. We're going on another fairy tale. Sorry, Zach. Zach is not going to be happy. Uh, sorry. That's I really do have to apologize to Zach. I always support the Musty City, but I can't do it right here. I think Tommy DeVito takes some of that Italian charm over to Nola, and they get this one. Saquon's playing well. This offense is clicking. Josh mentioned Hyatt earlier. A couple other random guys are catching balls last night. They never really heard of for the Giants, so it's looking good over there for those guys. Mainly just Saquon's just getting going. That's what they need. If Saquon can get going, if that offensive line can do anything like they did yesterday, I mean, they got the game ball for God's sake. I mean, they really just put on a show like I haven't seen them do all season long. So kudos to the offensive line right there. If we can just do any ounce of that, granted against much different defensive line and Nola, very a lot better defensive side than the Packers. So it's going to be a bigger test, but I think the G-Men pull off the upset right here. Tom DeVito still got the charm going. Yeah, we go G-Men. Sorry, Zach.
I oddly want to hate this, but I can't because it's just a disaster. Just start Winston. I know that you have this whole you're handcuffed to Derek Carr because the money and just start Winston. At least he'll throw it, he'll sling it, he'll give them a chance. I agree with Zach. Zach's been begging for it, and I think Zach should get his wish on that. I think the Saints are going to win that, but Ben, hey, you got to go, you got to take a chance. And I actually don't, for some reason, I don't hate that. I think that win against the Packers last night was a gutsy one. Packers were playing pretty hot. Again, want to thank you, a bunch of people for coming in here. A couple new commenters. Patrick Ford, thank you for following our podcast. Thank you for joining. Same for Lawrence Brown, friend of Lewis, family of Lewis. Your family to us. Hop in this chat. We like to have some new people. Want to thank everybody again for hopping in. We've got, hey, shout out my boy Pergs. Is Justin Jefferson playing this week? I need him to. I think he is going to play.
Is he?
But
I don't think he is, Josh. I think she said something earlier in the messages. I think he said, RIP to his fantasy chances.
We're going to play. Hold on. Let's see. Let me look this up quick.
I saw a comment earlier. Maybe she can come back in here with that. I kind of ignored it because I kind of need Jefferson in another league. But he said...
he was limited in practice today. Has a good chance. This was a day ago. Let's see. Justin Jefferson is limited to light practice. But a day ago, ABC News, Justin Jefferson has a good chance to play. I thought I saw that. Avoids significant injury.
So why'd you say that, Charlie? Why'd you say RIP to my fantasy chances? I don't know why you said that, Charlie.
I think he's going to play, but I would be very careful, Dave. I don't. They're all the quarterback carousels. If you have someone...
someone
else. It's playoffs. I don't know. Maybe I would lean to start him, but I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a real tough one. If you've got a better, would you start? I would start T. Higgins over him. No.
No, I'm not going to start T. Higgins over him. Listen, not T. Higgins, but no, I'd start Jefferson.
He had a good week last week. T. Higgins.
Did he?
Yeah, he scored a touchdown.
I don't know.
He doesn't like it. Ben doesn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing the Vikings, so, I mean, listen, you got a better secondary. Who's got the worst secondary, you think? So, David's got to make that decision. I'd probably go Jefferson just based off the name. If he's going to play, just go Jefferson, because I'm going to be starting him in my league. So, that's just all the confidence I can give you, David.
Oh, well, David, Pergs, come back right in this.
Let us know.
Right back in this chat. It'd be hilarious if he starts it off next week and one of them goes off, the other one doesn't. Well, hopefully they both do. And we've got Lewis. Did Zach hack his Facebook? It's a good one. But as always, we're gonna turn it. I'm gonna turn it to Ben to end the show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. First time commenters. I'll let Ben get to that comment. But again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Let's go Cowboys this weekend. Tie would be kind of funny, just for me and Jared's sake. And I don't want this to go unnoticed. Welcome Juan Soto to New York.
Oh, man, there we go. Thought we could go all show without that. That was pretty good. Hey, Verdugo over there, too, I'm pretty sure. So shout out to Verdugo, too. And, yeah, hey, shout out to all the new commentators over there and commenters. Especially Lawrence. Lawrence was in here too. I like Lawrence coming in here. Lawrence hopefully gets to come back in here more. We'll talk a little more ball. We'll talk a little more Celtics too. Yeah, Rob, well, you can get your bets in now while we're we're wrapping up. Hopefully you can see in the comments, but yes, David mentioned in his last comment, yeah, he'll probably get hurt again. So if you start him, but you gotta start him. He's way too talented not to start. So you gotta just start him regardless. But thank you to everybody watching, and Josh, will keep it sweet, short and sweet. Steelers still in the playoffs. Patriots are eliminated.